Hi Stitchy friends, I am Chris the Camping Stitcher and I am here today for episode 54. This is a Flosstube channel. If you're new here, welcome. It is Saturday, August 17th, 2024 and it's been a while. I've been, we've been on 2 short camping trips since the last time I chatted with you guys. Had my birthday. What else? You know, just summer stuff. Hope you're all doing well. I hope everything's okay in your part of the world. And welcome. So I have a bunch of stuff to share with you today. It's, like I said, it's been like a little over a month. Summer's kind of weird with making floss tubes and might even extend into the fall this year because we might be here and there. So, but anyway, today's floss tube is cross stitch. There might be a little quilting in the haul, but it's not like I'm quilting right now. And I think I'll have a campfire story. We'll see. I'm kind of like bouncing things around in my head, what I should talk about. But I'll warn you ahead of time in case you want to head on off to another video and watch something else. So, okay, let's get started. First, I want to say thank you for the past year. We were away this week camping. We left Monday and came home Friday. And we had absolutely zero cell service, not a speck. So my 1-year anniversary of publishing my first design, Stitcher's Prayer, right there, came and went. It was the 14th. So I just want to say thank you. I'm going to have a little sale in the shop, in the Etsy shop, so you won't have to put a code in or anything like that. So pop on over. I'll have it for this coming week. And just as my way of saying thank you so much for supporting and encouraging and all your lovely stitching of my designs. It's just been an awesome year. I am working on a few more designs. I will not be putting anything out for Expo. I'm not participating in that. So anything that I have coming up will be after Expo. I am working on a few new things, so stay tuned. You'll be sure to see them here. Okay, and the other thing I wanted to get out of the way is I had a few questions on my last video. So let me just answer them right up front. The first one I was asked was, how thick is the foam board I use when I do my pinning and mounting of my cross stitch? I use 3/16 foam board, and I get it on Amazon, and it is in my Amazon storefront. So I'll pop that down below. Somebody else asked me what hoops I use. I use Nurge, N-U-R-G-E hoops. My favorite size is the number 2, and that is also in my shop. And the last question I had was, how do I measure for frames? So I like my framing to be not completely tight, but I like to have a very smallish border around it. So what I add on to my piece, I'll measure across the stitching, and well, I'll show you on here. I'll measure across the stitching from one side of the stitching to the other, and I'll measure top to bottom. And to that measurement, I personally add 1.5 inches total. So say the stitching measured 10 inches across, I would add 1.5 inches to that. And my frame size would be 11.5. That way, and same top to bottom. I generally end up with a 1/2 inch border, and that includes the 1/4 inch lip that you'll find on a lot of frames. So do I have a frame I could show you? when you have a frame, you all know, like, you put your stuff in it and it doesn't fall through. That's because there's a little lip that holds it from passing through the entire frame. Generally speaking, my experience is that that measurement of the lip is 1/4 of an inch. So when I add an 1.5 inches to my measurement, that's a 1/2 inch on each of the sides for the lip, and then the inch is another 1/2 inch for my excess fabric around it. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any more questions, let me know. I do have a video, I'm pretty sure I still have it posted, of how I do the pinning, but I learned everything that I do from Teresa Kitten Stitcher. So if you go on to her channel, she has tutorials on how she stretches and pins her needlework to put it in a frame. So I hope that helped. Okay, so first up, I have an FO, and then I have a couple of FFOs, and then I'll show you my whips. You know the drill. So the big finish, which just seems like I did it so long ago, but you guys haven't seen it yet. Well, unless you follow my Instagram. This is Humming of the Bees by Blackbird Designs. I stitched this on 36 count aged paper by Color and Cotton. I started it April 18th of 2022, and I finished it on July 17th of 2024. And here it is. And you could just add this to the collection of frames I need to order, because I keep missing the sales. But I really am happy with how this turned out. It's so pretty. I used all the called for floss on this. 1 thread over 2 linen threads. And it is finished. I remember exactly when I started this too. We were flying off to see our grandchild. And I was sitting in the airport lounge, and I started this in April of 2022. So that was my FO, Humming of the Bees. I just love the house. I don't know, like, if you can see it, but I'm gonna try to show it to you. On the roof of the house is all specialty stitches. They're Algerian, no, they're Smyrners. They're Smyrna crosses. So I don't know if you can see the texture on that, but I just think it looks so pretty. So, and I usually I don't iron in between. When I show you a whip, I'm not gonna subject my threads and my fabric to the heat of an iron over and over again. So I will iron it when I'm done with it. I'm not worried about shrinkage or anything like that. I don't really think your iron's gonna shrink your fabric. I just think the iron, the heat is gonna affect, your threads, your fabrics. I don't wanna damage anything. So I don't iron in between, just so you know. I don't really have anybody ask me about that. So, whoopsie. Anyway, that was my FO. Now I have a couple of FFOs. I finally painted the yellow frame I bought for the peacock pincushion, and I ended up getting, I think it's Vintage Teal by Folk Art, and I painted the frame, and then over that I used matte black, and I dry brushed around to give it a little, like, kind of like distressy look. But it is framed. It is in the frame, and I love it. I think it's the perfect frame for this. I didn't want to make it into a pincushion. I wanted to hang it up. So this is Peacock Pincushion by Cottage Garden Samplings. I stitched it on 36 count Dust Bunny by Fox and Rabbit. I started it on June 29th, 2024, and I finished it on July 7th, 2024. So it was a quick stitch. So I have my little cards with my project notes on it. And then when I'm done and ready to put them away after I've shown it to you, I punch a hole and I put them on a ring. And that's my library of finishes. So this is Peacock Pincushion. And I really am happy with the way it came out. I'm happy with the color I chose for the paint. It covered nicely, and that I just think the dry brushing over it just adds some dimension. So that is Peacock Pincushion. That's FFO number 1. Then I had bought these 2 round frames at the same time. So I had stitched this for my friend Brandy, her birthday. She was having a sal, and I had already, she started Mighty Oaks from Blackbird, and I had already stitched that. So I decided to stitch this little squirrel in honor of her. This is October Feast from Brenda Gervais. I think it's one of the Souvenirs of the Heart, I think. Don't hold me to that. But this is on 36 Vintage Country Mocha. And I started it on May 18th and finished it on the 19th. It was quick. I did not use all the called for threads because I just picked from stash. So I think I used Oscar and the little wreath. But this frame came with a little landscape picture in it. I popped it out and put a little batting underneath it on a mounted board. I use sticky board, but I use it the reverse way. Like I'll put I don't like to put my stitching directly on the sticky board, so I put the batting on first, and then I put the stitching, and then I used, for this, I didn't even lace it. I used double-sided tape. Popped it in there. Quick, and it's done. So this will be hanging up right where that, right there underneath American Sampler. That's where that goes. I took it down just to show yous. So that's FFO number 2. The last one, I just dropped something. I had started, Nisi and I, my friend Nisi and I started Crochet Go-Go's Christmas in the City. We started it. It was our Christmas start. And we had such big ambitions in finishing this, but we got to talking not too long ago, and I don't know, I just liked what I did so far, and I wanted to stop. And in any case, it's a beautiful design, and I stitched up to about, I think, here, and I ended up putting the tree, and then I ended up bringing the border down, and I had my husband make me a spool. I've been seeing Helen D's spool finishes, and I watched Christina whilst Iris Snaps. She has a bunch of spool finishes, and I thought this would be perfect on a spool. So my husband repurposed some mahogany wood, and I mounted it on a spool, and that is it. I laced it. No, I didn't put any buttons on this one because I'm going to leave it on here. And it's some cute little pair of scissors up top. I was thinking of putting some holly. I have some fake holly sprigs I can stick up there too. But yep, that is my little portion of Christmas in the City, and I love it. I think it's perfect. I think it's going to be a sweet little Christmas decoration, winter decoration this year. So I'm probably going to do some other pieces of this. Like I could see this snowman being put on a little spool or a flat fold. It's such a cute design. I just kind of like how to pick somewhere to stop. So that is my last FFO. I think we got that all. Yep. See? Look. I have little cards. This keeps me sane. I'll fill out a card when I start something and stick it in the project bag, and then it stays there, and then I'm not fishing around for when I'm talking to you. So that is it for my FOs and my FFOs. I'm gonna head right into whips because I don't want this video to be super long because it's been taking forever for people to upload to YouTube, and I want to get this out there. So what have I been working on? I'm just gonna look at my notes. I had a birthday start, a Halloween Quaker, and I had a restart, and I had a new start. So let me go with my birthday start. So I decided to do Halloween Quaker. I've long admired this and I just love Lila's Studio. So I got the PDF, and I just so happened to get my fabric of the month from Fox and Rabbit, and I thought it was going to be great together. So this is 36 count Sugar Plum Christmas. Now this is from the fabric of the month, so I don't know if this is going to be readily available, or I didn't check. Sometimes their fabrics of the month are readily available, sometimes they're not. So this is where I am so far. I'm using all the called for floss, and this is, and I'm using Markup RXP, which is awesome. But I'm loving how this is coming out. It's very hard to put down. Quaker motifs are addicting. I just love them. One of my designs that I'm doing right now is gonna be like a little Quaker. So, just love it. And I love that witch. Took a long time. But I worked on this when we were on a camping trip. This and my new start. So, really happy with this. I'll have this in the rotation. I'll keep it out. I would love to get it done by this Halloween, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. So I've been very, very, like, you know, I went through my patriotic, you know, at the beginning of the summer, I did a lot of patriotic stuff. And now I'm totally, like, really into Halloween and fall. So I started this on July 31st. So we'll see. We'll see if it's gonna be something I can finish this year. I don't know. I want to enjoy it. So that was the new start for my birthday. The restart, I had started this way back and pulled it out because I was in a Halloween mood, and I looked at the piece of fabric I had for it, and it was really, really cutting it close. I think I would have ended up with maybe 1.5 inches or excess on it, and I wasn't sure that that was gonna quite cut it. So I dove into my stash, and I happened to have a really pretty piece of 36 count oh my god, I can't talk today. Hawthorn. Hard to say. From Needle and Flax. It's really pretty. And since I had this one flower done on the start, so there wasn't much. So I restarted it August 4th, and this is where I am. And I'm loving it. I love it on this fabric. I think it's gonna be just fine. So this is from Plum Street Samplers. You guys have seen it before. I think Olivia Pumpkin Hollow is doing it. Here's the cover. There's the sampler. I'm so into. I don't usually design creepy and haunty and stuff like that, but I keep having this idea in my head of a design, so I think I'm gonna be brave and try to put it out there and see if y'all like it. But this is Jack's Bash, and these are the colors. I'm super happy with it. I'm really like, it's nice to have things that you want to work on all of them at the same time, right? Isn't that how we always deal with our whips? But that was my restart. Okay, my new start is from Cottage Garden Samplings, and it came and I couldn't stop myself. I sat here for a couple days and I was like, I'm starting it. So it's Lighthouse, and I am doing this on 36 count Tin Smith from Color and Cotton. I had started it on a lighter gray, and the white just really didn't show up. So using all the Cold for colors. It's all DMC and one Classic Colorworks cauldron. Love how it's coming out. There's the top of the lighthouse and a couple of gulls, and I really love the design she puts in the red stripes on the lighthouse. It's gonna be really pretty. This is gonna go on my nautical wall in my room, my bedroom, because apparently that's where nautical's going. I have my Angel of the Sea in there. I have Live on Little in there. When I get American Welcome frame, that'll go in there. This will go in there. So that whole wall is gonna be devoted to the sea, I guess. So that is my new start. Holy cannoli. All right. Got a pile. It's okay. I have other things that, other whips that I haven't even worked on this month, but I did meet my Whip Go goals for the month, and the only thing I haven't done for August is the Primrose Mini, so I will get that out this week. I have a super secret stitch to do for a gift, and there's a bunch of stuff I want to start, but you know, once I show you my haul, I'll be like, oh, I want to start this, I want to start that. So the first thing I want to show are two gifts that I received that were really sweet and very thoughtful. This was sent to me from my sister-in-law. She made this little armchair pocket. She's a quilter, and she thought that I could use this, and I certainly can, and I can't tell you what a sweet surprise that was. Look at, I think she changed hers out for a little container, but I really like this. I think it's gonna be perfect to put stuff in, and I'll have this in the living room for when we stitch and watch shows after dinner. But isn't that beautiful? She's so talented and such a talented sewist. So thank you so much, Mary. It's gorgeous. And thank you for thinking of me. It was such a sweet surprise. The other surprise that I got was yesterday. My friend Lorraine, I came home from camping. This arrived the other day. And I opened it up and I was like, I can't believe it. This is so cool. She sent me a little camping stitcher bag. And Lorraine, I'm so sorry. I didn't even think to open it up. I don't know what I was thinking. She sent me some floss. I love. Thank you so much, Lorraine. I don't really have, like, other than the needle minder that we made. We still have them for sale in our my husband's Etsy shop that say the camping stitcher. I don't really have anything with my logo on it, and I just thought this was so cool and so thoughtful, and what an amazing gift. Thank you so much, Lorraine. It's so sweet. But I love it. I can't wait to put it to use. So neat. So those were the Stitchy kindness. I do have some haul. Okay. Trying to separate this out from things I got on our last camping trip. We camped the first time we went away. We camped in Little Buffalo, which is a state park in Pennsylvania, and it's by Newport, Pennsylvania. Krista, New Jersey Stitch Fairy, New Jersey Fairy. I'm gonna get it wrong, Krista. She's originally from there, and when I posted that I had been to the store, she knows that store. They had a Christmas in July sale. Their fabric was 50% off, and I mean, like, I could have bought more, but I didn't. I was trying to be good. All right, we're just trying to get the things that I bought at that shop out. This is kind of a lot, but it's been a month. So be patient with me. Okay. All right. I think this is all the stuff I got at the... So the shop is called Humble Stitch. And it's in Newport, Pennsylvania. Cute little shop. It's mostly quilting, but she does have a room around the back with cross stitch in it. And I didn't have a problem finding something I needed. So the first thing that I got was, and she had this on the table, this table runner. There was a kit. And I just thought it was so pretty. And it comes with everything. It comes with everything. It's Peaceful Gathering quilt patterns. And it comes with the wool, it's wool applique, well, you need a backing fabric. That I can manage to scrounge up. Comes with the Valdani. This is gonna be definitely gonna be doing that for next July. Then where's the little, oh gosh, I'm trying to find everything, guys. There's a little pillow pattern in here. Hang on a second. Ugh, I gotta find it. Here it is. Okay, so I saw this pillow made up in the shop. This picture is so blown out, but it's Hello Summer, and it's such a cute pillow. It's just patches and then a little bit of applique, and it's using the My Summer House from Bunny Hill and Moda. Oh, sorry. Like, you can't see over here. Let's see, look. And of course, reds. Just my downfall. So, another thing to get. And I went to the cross stitch room, and I was like, hey, I don't have that Plum Street. I don't have that Plum Street. And she just happened to have some different Lady Dot Creates trims that I have never seen before. This is the hand-dyed lace. Here's another hand-dyed lace. That was Petticoat, called Petticoat. This is called Dirty Face and Lush Lawn Pom-Poms. So I did not have trouble. My husband found that shop, by the way, which was very nice of him. So that was from our camping trip to Little Buffalo Campground, which was a really cute, really cute campground. I don't know if I showed you these. I did get the Hello America book from Teresa Kogut. I think I showed that to you last time. And I think this is the July fabric of the month. Sandcastle from Fox and Rabbit. I'm not sure if I showed that to you or not, but it's another beautiful neutral. You know, I had some haul come in, you know, bobbin. I'm not a real, but I think I showed you this because I showed you the spool I bought for bobbin. But this came in, I think I want to start this. And this will also go on the kind of nautical wall. I'm really having trouble with words today. But that's really pretty. I'm not sure. It kind of looks like a little seaside town, but it's it's very, very pretty. Just love the Plum Street. I did have a few like non-stitchy finds. We had gone to a antique mall that's out there. And I did manage to find a little basket. This is a Longaberger basket. I don't know if you can get it still, but it was like super inexpensive. So I could always use baskets for things. I have gotten cross-stitch magazines from this antique mall before. There's a woman there that has a bunch of them, and they're $1 each. So I think I even got a duplicate one. If anybody's interested, I do. I have a duplicate. So I have 2 of these. If you are interested, let me know. I'll send it to you. And lastly, this big Longaberger basket was it was such a good buy. I couldn't not get it because I have baskets everywhere and I have things to put in them. No problem. So that was it. I think that's it. Oops. I think that's all that's gonna go on. Oh, I was busy making some bling. So I was looking through all my blings, my rings, and I just really only have like seasonal stuff. So, and a lot of patriotic. So I wanted to make some nautical, so I did. I just found some vintage photos on Pixabay. It's a free, you can get free stock photos. So I made a few of them up, and I was trying a different, and I had no Halloween. So I did some Halloween. This is so cute. I was trying a different, this one didn't come out the way I wanted it to. I had gotten this glaze from Aleene's, and I was using that to glue the pictures on to the crystals, and it peels right off. The picture peels right off the crystal like it was never even glued. Gorilla Glue does not last for me. It dries right out, and I get like 1 or 2 uses out of it, and the whole bottle's done, because if I don't use it all the time, no matter how I store it, it just gets thick and disgusting, and I can't use it. So this time I tried just regular Aleene's tacky glue, and we'll see how it holds up. So some of them like dried very clear. One of them dried cloudy, and that was this one. This was a little scroll, but you can't tell. So I'm gonna pull that one apart. But yeah, I have to get some more rings. There's a crow with a pumpkin. And of course, you know, I found little owls. And 2 more lighthouses. Oh, 3 more lighthouses. Apparently I had a lighthouse kick. And another little pair of owls. So I'm blinged. I have all the bling I need. We're set for bling. I just need some more rings. And I think that's it. My plans are going to finish the August mini from Primrose Cottage. I haven't even, literally, we had no cell service. So I missed, like, I'm still catching up. We got home yesterday, and I missed all, like, the Primrose Cottage reveals, and Annie's, the Proper Stitchers, and Chrissy, finally Farm Girl. She has some I have to go look at all of them. So yeah, I missed a lot of stuff. So Expo's coming up, what is it, next weekend? I think 23rd or something like that. Can't wait to see what's what. I'm enjoying watching all the reveals and the beautiful designs that are coming out. I don't think we'll ever lack for anything wonderful to stitch with all these awesome designers. So what else? Oh, I did happen to get an AccuQuilt Go. So I got a couple of dies with it, and I'm going to be doing some going through of my fabric stash and getting some things cut into squares and half square triangles to have to piece. So stay tuned for that. And if you have any advice on the AccuQuilt, because I watched a bunch of videos, but doesn't mean I know how to use it, let me know. Just happen to get one of those. What else? Really, I've just been kind of, you know, we've been camping, and it was so stinking hot before we left for camping, and then it cooled down last week. We had such gorgeous weather until Thursday afternoon, and then it started warming up again, and yesterday was when we got home. So just stay cool. I do have kind of a little campfire story. It's just a little blip. So if you're not interested, I'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by. So generally when we go to the places that aren't too far from home, we'll make a reservation. We'll see if, you know, if there's a reservation available, and that will determine if we're going. So we did that this time, the last 2 times. My husband will go online and see what sites are available, and that way we know we're going to get a site, because I think most of the Pennsylvania parks are on the reservation system now. And so we went, we reserved our site, and so there's 2 things that happened. So we had gone to Little Buffalo like 3 weeks ago, and then we went to this campsite, Raymond B. Winter. So the first thing that happened was we get there, and I usually store, like, you know, there's a reservation paper. I'll print it out, I'll put it in the motorhome, and I'll have it in the front console. So he's like, we get there, and he's like, what site are we at? And I'm like, oh, I just reached my hand and I pulled out a paper, and I look at it, and I'm like, oh, we're on the main loop, we're on number 5, right? And we pull down the, you know, campground road on the loop, and we see number 5, and it's like a postage stamp, like on the side of the road. It's not even like a driveway site that you back into or something. It's just like right on the side of the road. And it's like, our motorhome is not that big, but it's like really tiny, like a tent would fit on it, like a car would fit on it. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Because when you pick out the sites online, you look at them, they usually have a picture. They'll tell you like it's a 30-foot site or 40-foot site, or how big you could fit, you know, how big your RV can be to fit on it. So when we booked it, it said it was a 30-foot, you could fit a 30-foot trailer on it. And he's like, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't even look like the picture that we saw. So I just happened to look down, and it was actually the reservation for Little Buffalo, not Raymond B. Winter. So I reached my hand back into it and pulled it out, and we got the right site. We were site number 11. So we go and we set up. It was fine. It was perfect. It was backed up onto a little babbling brook. It was beautiful. It really, really reminded us of like when we used to camp in Hastings in Maine before they cut down all the pine trees, with all the big tall pines, and like the ground's just like pine needles, and it's cool and crisp. So we set up there. Our neighbors we were a little close to, like we didn't plan to be close, but that's how they had the sites. But they were really a sweet little family. It was a mom and a dad and two boys and a little girl. So well behaved. Such great kids. They left on Wednesday. We stayed till Friday. Thursday, before I tell you that. So when you generally get into your campsite, there's a post on the front of it if you haven't been camping before, and they'll have some kind of ticket there. You know, it's like, it'll have like, you know, when you depart, and sometimes it'll have your name and the date you're supposed to start there and the date you're supposed to leave. So we had that on our site. So they leave Wednesday. Thursday, another small RV comes in. We're sitting having lunch, and I'm not looking, you know, at them. I'm trying not to look, you know, they're setting up. my husband goes, oh my God, she just went and put her ticket on our post. Because if you just pull in and there's campsites available, you can pay for a site and write a ticket out, pay for it, and then hang your tag up. So I was like, oh. I said, well, that's weird. Okay, well, you know, we'll just pop it on her post when we go for a walk later. He's like, yeah, we'll just pop it on. So about a half an hour later, we're done with lunch. You know, she had said hello and everything. Half an hour later, we're done with lunch. They're coming out of their RV to go for a walk or get firewood or something. And she just pops her head around. She goes, oh my God. She goes, I put my tag on your post. And I said, yeah, that's okay. You know, you could just put it on your post. She goes, well, I took your tag and I ripped it up. I was like, what? Now, it's not a big deal. I mean, they know we're there, but the thing about having that tag on the post is like if we were to go somewhere, because we still had 2 days left, if we were to go somewhere and there's no tag on that post, somebody's going to assume that campsite is empty. They're going to go pay, and they're going to go park and set up. I mean, we generally leave stuff behind, like our rug is there, and you know, we might have our chairs there and our tablecloths on the table and stuff, but it was just like, we've never had that happen before. Like we've had like people mess up tags and stuff, but it was just hilarious. It was so funny. So she went and she got her firewood and came back, and she went in her RV and she taped the tag back together and put it back on our post. It was just like, it's a funny little story, but it was just like, you know, you don't even think people will take your tag and rip it up and just whatever. But that's my campfire story today. It's not scary. It's not anything wild. So anyway, I will try to be better. I think I can come back in another couple of weeks with another Flosstube. I have some really sweet gift cards I got for 123 Stitch for my birthday. So I was saving them for when Expo things came out and new things came out. So I will probably have some haul to show you guys. Other than that, we have a rainy weekend, so I'm going to stay inside and stitch. And, oh, the other thing was we've made sourdough. We have a sourdough starter. Her name is Dolene, and it has been successful. We have made pizza dough, we've made bread. That's about it. I think that's it. That's all I've got. So, hope you're getting some stitching done. I hope you find some neat charts to get at Expo, and I will see you soon. So take care, stitch away. Bye.